up? What's up? We're chicks. We're in a pod. We're chicks. We're in a pod. Chicks in a pod. 2 chicks in a pod. 2 chicks in a pod. Pod chicks pod.
Yeah, speaking of little chicks, I tried saving a couple little ducklings, but one
You should go get them.
didn't make it. Okay.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna have a chick on the chick pod. We're gonna have a chick on the chick pod. You have to just listen to me ramble until she comes back. So yeah, my girl saved a duckling, you guys. 2 ducklings. 2 ducklings. She's bringing them. We got a duckling. She's an animal lover. Animals love her. They like gravitate towards her. Horses love her. Dogs love her. Cats love her. This cat literally was like, don't touch my babies. But then she was like, nah, I'll touch your babies. And then the cat trusts her.
Yeah.
Oh,
A little baby.
little duckling. Aw, look at, he's a chick. He's one. Now there's 3 chicks on a pod. Can I hold him?
Got him?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He's trapped. Oh, my God. I love him so much.
Hi, little babes.
Can you say something? Tweet, tweet, tweet. Okay. Okay.
Chirp, chirp.
Okay.
These are chirp chirps. These are chirp chirps.
Chirpy chirp. Okay.
Do you want to just maybe put him back?
Okay.
It's just hard to transfer him.
Yeah.
It's probably...
Okay.
I call him a he like I know it's a boy.
Because I have
No idea how to sex an animal. Or, I know how to sex animals. I don't know how to sex a duck. Cats, dogs, horses, bulls, cows. What else can I?
all the farm animals.
All the farm animals.
She's a
but,
farm girl.
A duck? Like, where do they even... I don't know.
I don't know where the egg layer
I mean,
is.
once it got older, I could because of its colors, but
Yeah.
to look at its bits, I don't think you can really see anything.
I put him in the little water pool and he swam really fast.
Yeah, it's got a little pool. So yeah, I have a duck living in my bathtub.
Yeah.
Fun times.
Yeah, because you saved him from your dog, right?
Yeah, and the cats.
Yeah.
So they must have drug them up from somewhere. I don't know what happened. Can't find the mom, which is sad. But
Yeah.
I don't think the mom would take it back anyways at this point.
Really?
Yeah, birds are finicky.
Oh. It's like, oh, you're strange.
Yeah.
You've probably
It's like a danger, like, kind of thing. Like
You've probably been programmed.
Yeah, probably. Animals. We should learn from animals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa. Should we not accept our children back after they go to school?
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
That's
You know,
getting
I got
crazy.
to tone it down. I got to tone it down.
Okay.
Okay, toning down. Okay. So, something that seems to be, so it's talked about enough, but people don't, but it's not like people take responsibility for it or something. And that's mental health. Because every year you see the whole Bell Let's Talk campaign.
Ugh.
I know. And then, you know, what comes from that? A few profile picture changes. A few people share a hotline number. But do you go to your friend and go, hey, how you been feeling lately? Hey, you just lost your job a while back. Are you doing okay? Like, are you really doing okay? You know, are you know, mental health.
Mental health. And I think, like, you know, mental health is probably on the decline because we are so disconnected from ourselves. In relationships, everything. And honestly, like, a large part of it's probably due to like social media and stuff, and the amount of pressure people put on themselves, and, you know, to look a certain way, behave a certain way, be accepted by all these people, and just seeing other lives and like comparing your life to theirs. And I know, like, we all know that you shouldn't do that, but like, it's really hard, you know, when you see someone that has something you want and you don't know how to get it, or
when it seems like someone just gives things to them, like people who like live off their parents and stuff.
yeah,
like sometimes
that's a really like, that's a, like, there's so many people that put on this like big elaborate life, and it's such a scam and such a lie. It's like, that's not you didn't work for that, you didn't earn that, your parents gave it to you, you inherited it, but you act like you earned it. And it's like, oh man.
Like it'd be different if it was like, oh, I love my parents. They have like all this stuff that I also get to use and it's all beautiful. But when you're like, this is mine, this is mine, this is mine, but it's actually not. And like you said, you didn't work for it.
Thanks, or you don't give appreciation or gratitude for the things that were given to you. Like that's not, to me, like that's not really like nice, because you're putting out this like vibe that, you know, it's yours and you earned it, and then other people, you know, feel like they're less because they haven't achieved that. And it's like, well, of course you didn't, because it wasn't handed to you.
And it's this facade that like a lot, so anybody like outside looking in will just think, oh my gosh, like this lady is my age and she has all of this beautiful, and it's like well, how come I don't have that? And I've been working so hard my whole life. Well, it's because and
it's almost like false advertising almost.
Right?
Like I know like they're not trying to like whatever advertise their life, but it is false. Like,
but even in that, like now thinking about it, like is that a sign of like poor mental health in that person, because they feel the need to like show off all of these things that aren't theirs, and that validates who they are? Like
they're validating themselves with materialistic things, which again, you're disconnected from yourself.
Because without all of that, who are you?
And that was like something too, like it was super frustrating. Not super frustrating, but it slightly is frustrating that like anytime anybody realizes, like I don't like talking about myself that much like in that aspect, but anytime someone realizes like my accomplishments or where I'm at in life, or you know, anything like that, it's like, oh, well, your parents must have helped you. Your parents must have helped you. No, they didn't. No. And then like half the time I'm always like, man, like do these people think that I just took all these like handouts? Like, no, I worked, I busted my ass off for what I have. And no, I haven't always made smart choices and decisions. And, you know, honestly, buying a house at 19, probably like almost 30-year-old Megan would not recommend 10 years later, you know, like and it was like you know, a struggle and a weakness in my own mental health, because being raised in a family where my mother was heavily dependent on men for income and you know, wasn't independent in the slightest, I almost went the extreme opposite way. You know, I had a chip on my shoulder. I had something to prove. And, you know, when I look back, like I was trying to fill a mother wound that I had. You know, it was like I was doing all these things to try and get validation from my mom, and it didn't work. You know, like it was never, you know, I'm proud of you for doing this. I'm proud of you for this. It turned it into my mom got more jealous of me and shit talked me more, essentially. So again, like when you think of like your motives and stuff, like you really do have to ask yourself like the reason why you're doing that. And I mean, in the moment I didn't realize what I was doing, but then again, like these are the things that you learn when you go to counseling and you take care of your mental health and you deal with your past traumas. You learn about yourself and you learn all these neat things where it's like, oh man, it makes sense. That's why I was doing that. And like, that's the thing too, is some people are so blind and oblivious to the things that they're doing and they don't even realize why they're doing them.
Yeah, and they're not willing to look at their own behavior and like into their own mind. Like, I can't believe, like, I didn't know that about you, and now that you've just said that, like, I had goosebumps when you said that. Like, oh shit, for real? Like,
yeah,
like, wow, like,
yeah. So like, and so when I talk, like when people like get to know me and whatnot, and they find out these things, like they automatically think that my parents helped me, and they didn't. And then especially when I bought my acreage, it's like, oh, is that your parents' acreage? That's like probably like the main thing that people say. Oh, is that your parents' acreage? Oh, your parents' farm. No, the land wasn't given to me. The house wasn't given to me. I bought it myself. But, and again, like, it's just that, like, because so many other people just get so many handouts that it's just expected, you know?
Yeah. And
that's their first thought.
Lloydminster is handout city because it's like all these people got super successful in the oil field and they want to give their children this great like life and give them all these cars and all this stuff and houses, but it's like you're enabling your children to not work hard,
to be lazy,
yeah, because
and complacent.
How many people do we know with like everything and they take it all for granted, you know, like
yeah, no, and you really see that the difference in people that have worked hard and the people that have been given everything, you know.
Yeah, because they don't take care. You can tell because somebody who didn't work for something often doesn't like take care of it properly. Like people with their trucks, and then they'll like if their parents bought them a truck, they'll go mudding in it and like wreck it to shit because they know daddy will buy them a new one. You know, like
yeah, and like even their work ethic a lot of the times is severely lacking, or they have this this self-entitlement. And I think materialistic things. And I think too, like that also can fuel mental health issues as well, because it's like, oh, here, give, take this, and get out of my face, get out of my hair.
Yeah.
You got what you want, get out of my hair. But like at the end of the day, like what they really want is your attention and your love, and your guidance. But I mean, it's just too easy to give kids technology or toys and okay, get out of my hair now.
Yeah,
you're entertained.
And that's another thing. So when there's parents that work really, really hard and then just give their kids whatever they want, those kids end up being entitled little jerks, and those kids end up growing up like, oh, I'm not working at McDonald's, I'm not working on whatever. And it's like, you're an entry level employee, you know what I mean? Like entry level, like I have had every job under the sun and it has made me the person I am today. I appreciate every retail person I've ever dealt with, and I always tip huge just because I feel bad that I'm even like getting someone to serve me at this point.
Literally, like everybody could probably benefit from serving.
Oh yeah,
because holy crap, you really get to see like true sides of people.
That's a mental health challenge.
Yeah,
try serving tables. It's an interesting job, but it humbles you and it makes you grateful for moving up, you know, when you do. So.
And not only like it makes me grateful for not only like servers and like the work that they do, but like all types of people that, you know, offer services that you don't want to do yourself.
Exactly.
That is it's really humbling.
Like, especially skip the dishes. We were just talking about this the other day. God. Like, people who don't tip skip the dishes drivers, I'm looking you in the eye. You're a piece of shit. You're
rude
piece of shit.
And get the fuck out of here. Not welcome.
They get the delivery fee. They're working for less than minimum wage, and they want they need your tips to be successful. Like I went broke on just using skip the dishes all the time just because I was always tipping so big.
Okay, well when you think about it though, so like if you live on the opposite end of town, and this is something for you, like they get a delivery fee. So you live on the opposite side of town. He has to drive from wherever he is to the restaurant, pick up the food, and take it to your house, and then go to his next drop-off. So, like, at any given time, depending on what the traffic is like, or if he has, like, a queue, but he has to wait a certain amount of time to go get the food, like, he might, if you don't tip, and he only gets his delivery fee, which doesn't entirely go to the driver either.
No.
Like, he could be literally working for, like, $5 an hour.
Yeah.
When you break it down.
Is that what you want people?
I mean, if you're too lazy to get in your vehicle and drive across town, get out of here if you're not going to tip.
And you know what made me stop using skip the dishes? I was living in a townhouse. I ordered skip. So I lived on like by where like Ulmer Chev would be, and then there's a brew house. Yeah. No. So I live by McDonald's, like the South Side McDonald's, and then I ordered food from the brew house. Right. Now I live in a townhouse. I ordered skip. I heard my neighbor get his shoes on and leave his house and close the door and leave his house, and he went all the way to brew house and brought me my food. I felt like a piece of shit. I just did. I felt like, oh my God, like this is the peak laziness. Like I just got my neighbor to go get my food because I was too lazy, and I tipped him well and stuff, but it kind of opened my eyes to like, holy shit, I'm lazy.
Like these people sometimes aren't, and then also like, you know, people aren't just like sitting there waiting, you know, like
they're spending time with their family while they have like some off time, and I took that away from him by sending him to the brew house for me. Like it felt gross.
But even if you tipped him well, depending on like how much you spent there, like still that could have only been a few dollars in his pocket.
Yeah, exactly. And like
did he go home after?
Yeah, I didn't hear.
Oh
him
no!
Leave. I didn't hear him leave again for the rest of the night. And my roommate at the time, I was like, he's got to go out again. He's got to go out again. And we were listening for him to leave again, but he never did. And I was like, oh my gosh, I literally am a lazy white girl, and I just made someone my slave. Like that's how it felt. I did not like it.
Well, and really though, like these like apps and stuff are like, they are like, it's to make us lazier, make us eat more processed food,
spend more of our money,
and like I don't know, that's even like the laziness blows my mind. So like today my brother messaged me and asked me for a ride home, and I was kind of confused because I thought at the time that my mom was still on a holiday. So I messaged my other sister and was like, why is Chase asking me for a ride home? Like, is she home? And she's like, oh yeah, she told him that he had to be home at 6, but she couldn't come get him because she was going to be too tired from getting home from her bike trip. And it's like, holiday. you literally cannot drive. So she lives like, I don't know how many city blocks that'd be, like not even 10 probably blocks away from where my sister lives, who was keeping her little brother, like watching her little brother while she was off gallivanting, but she was too freaking lazy to go pick him up. And so my sister that he was staying at, she doesn't have her license, and so she's like, well, tell her to pick you up in the morning. Well, I can't, I work from 10 till 6. Bitch, get out of bed and take care of your fucking kids.
Right? Oh my God, I can't even. Like
don't you think you've been gone for a week that you'd be excited to see your son?
Right?
Like why can't you just go down the street and pick up your kid?
It makes me so mad. It makes me so like, you don't deserve.
Like that's how awful she is.
You don't deserve your fucking children. That's period. Point blank. Period. You don't deserve them. Oh, I want to raise them. Just kidding. I don't know why I said that, but like, I just want to help them.
There was a point in time where I was willing to take care of them and take them in. When things were really bad, and obviously things are still not great. So I mean, I don't know.
But she won't get money unless she keeps them. So she needs. Fuck, man.
See, again, and like this is why like I am the complete opposite, because it's like, man, I grew up seeing this kind of bullshit, and I grew up being treated that way too. You know, like that was me. Like I was never allowed to go anywhere. I was never allowed to ride my horse because my mom was too lazy to take me anywhere. I had to pay board for my horse. I had to pay all my horse's bills, but when I didn't have a driver's license, I wasn't allowed to ride him because I wouldn't get a ride. She wouldn't give me a ride. And that's like even with sports, like all my siblings played sports, and she hardly ever drove. And it's embarrassing when you always have to bum rides off of everyone. Like it's embarrassing as a kid. Like,
yeah, like I want to.
It's either you're poor or your parents don't give a shit about you.
Like I want to be the mom that like gives all the other kids rides. You know what I mean? Like, oh,
just
Billy.
be a community.
Yeah, like frick. Like that's what I want. I want a pod of moms, and we all just help each other out and love each other.
Okay, it's your turn. It's my turn.
Kids. Yeah, frick. Not these lazy women who are just out for themselves and don't want like, ugh. Kids are important. And look, if you don't take care of your kids now, they're going to end up with the mental health issues. And two of the main mental health issues, and you already mentioned one, which is the mother wound. And then, like, what's the father version of that? Daddy issues. Yeah, but, like, is there a professional name for it? Like, I don't know.
I mean, and that was stemmed from a lack of love.
Yeah. Like, you got to look at the relationships with your parents, and then look at your relationships with people in your life. And a lot of times the relationships you have in your life will mirror your relationships with your parents, unfortunately. That's why so many of us fail in early relationships in our lives, because we're looking for our parents, honestly. We're looking for our daddies. We're looking for our mom.
Trying to get that, still just searching for that validation and that love.
Yeah, trying to get that love and attention. And like, yeah, so that's something seriously to look into for mental health. And there's so much more.
And again, you learn all of this if you go to counseling, proper counseling.
Yeah, go to counseling, get your head right. And honestly, it'll help you treat others around you with much more respect and grace and love and forgiveness and compassion and all those things. Like, yeah, you just really, just do it. Do it for you and do it for everyone around you. And if you don't, then... well, I can't help you. Okay. Bye.
Help yourselves. Bye.
I don't know why it keeps going.